Hi, I'm Paul Battaglia, and this is section 8.4, the determinant of a square matrix. You know, even though my students have seen it now from the previous section, I do like to review a 2x2 determinant with my students because I think it really gets them to just feel a little bit more comfortable with this very new concept. But I do have Gabe and Brittany here with me today, and they're going to talk to you a little bit about how we would help students find the determinant of larger square matrices. So, Gabe, why don't you start us off?
Sure. So reviewing the 2x2 determinant is a really good place to start with students.
Right.
But we don't just have 2x2 matrices. We have 3x3, 4x4.
Right.
We can keep growing as large as we would like.
Right.
And we want to be able to find the determinants of these matrices.
Correct.
So the first method that the book discusses is this idea of cofactor expansion.
Right.
Now, for students, as we're working through this, finding minors and then finding cofactors, they find this to be rather cumbersome. So I really like to try to keep my students organized.
Agreed.
So I like to have them, look at the matrix, determine if there's a row or column that's easiest to expand along.
Right.
And then from there, I really like to have them write out, okay, here are all our minors. From there, find all of the cofactors. And then they just need to write out what the determinant is.
Just be diligent in their work, I think, is the moral of the story. Now, we do have alternative methods here that we could work with. Brittany, talk to us about one of those.
All right, so I like to show them the alternative method for finding the determinant of a 3x3 matrix.
Okay.
And just to remind you, you have to add on to the matrix the first two columns to the end of that matrix, and then you just go by the diagonals.
Right, and I think it's really important to point out for teachers maybe that are new to this material that this alternative method that Brittany's talking about is only valid for a 3x3 matrix. So if students didn't know that ahead of time, you can actually save them a little bit of trouble if they're trying to do that for a 4x4 or a 5x5 or larger.
But if students are really on top of the cofactor expansion as well as this alternative method, they can actually use this idea along with cofactor expansion to simplify it a step or two.
And see if any of your students can pick up on that. That'd be a fascinating thing. I hope these tips have been helpful for you and you find much success in section 8.4.